something just peeking out of the water that looks suspiciously like a snout.
I'm 800 kilometers from Palembang, heading deep into the Sumatran rainforest to reach a remote archaeological site.
Crocodiles have been seen here, so I have to keep an eye out.
I'm in search of an empire in a place once called the Island of Gold.
Wow, so this could have been worn by a king, and here I am holding it today. Incredible feeling.
Legends tell of a superpower that dominated trade in the Strait of Malacca more than a millennium ago. Their story remains a mystery.
Whoever disobeys, the king will be cursed and killed.
I'm Peter Lee, and I'm investigating the secrets of the Srivijaya.
It's a treasury.
Yeah.
How many pots have you got in here?
Thousands.
To understand how a kingdom rose and prospered from this dense Indonesian jungle, of which over 2.5 million hectares today is a protected World Heritage Site.
To think it's been here for so long.
Yeah.
We're just pulling this out.
I'm in central Java, Indonesia. An hour away from Yogyakarta lies a UNESCO World Heritage Site, one of the most impressive Buddhist monuments in the world. And somewhere in this vast structure is a hidden clue to the empire I've come to investigate.
It's my 5th time visiting Borobudur, but it's just as magical as when I first visited it over 30 years ago. The monument has such a commanding presence, overlooking this really majestic landscape of lush trees. The changing geometry of shapes and the progression of the ornamentation, from plain to ornate and then to sublimely pure, are simply breathtaking.
Resident archaeologist Hari Setiawan has agreed to show me some of Borobudur's most famous reliefs. 1,460 panels delicately carved from andesite volcanic rock.
This is the most important relief because it is the biography of Buddha or Siddhartha Gautama itself.
Right, so these are all the very important Buddhist scriptures that are depicted here.
Yes, the philosophy of Borobudur is a journey of the people to free from samsara and reach the nirvana or the heaven.
Despite the inspiration coming from old Indian texts, the carvings showcase a thoroughly Javanese environment of local plants and animals.
The way they are illustrated really shows the hand and soul of the Javanese artist. What's so wonderful is that everything is very visual.
Borobudur is believed to have been built by the Sailendra dynasty, which ruled central Java in the 8th and 9th centuries. But hidden amongst its walls are clues to another kingdom that ruled the seas, the enigmatic Srivijaya Empire.
Wow.
The depiction of the relief is about merchant vessel activity.
So would this be a locally made boat?
From Java, Sumatra, the Kalimantan, and then surrounding archipelago, they use this kind of ship. This is also the important evidence that there is another kingdom, not only ancient Mataram kingdom, but also there are a Srivijaya kingdom.
Borobudur, a vibrant meeting of cultures, from the transcendent spirituality to the philosophy and aesthetics, creating such an evocative symbol of Indonesia. It's so compelling that this kingdom here in the heart of Java could have been connected to a great maritime power, the Srivijaya.
Srivijaya's origins date back almost a century before this magnificent structure was built. Yet it was only in 1918 that scholars first identified it as a kingdom. I'm traveling to Jakarta, Indonesia's capital, to seek out artifacts from the Srivijayan era and to understand where it all started. This is the National Museum of Indonesia. I'm hoping inscriptions dating back to the 7th century will reveal clues into the beginnings of Srivijaya.
This is one of the oldest inscription of Srivijaya.
Epigraphist Andriati Rahayu has studied these inscriptions for over 10 years.
The language is Old Malay.
It's written in Pallava, a script originally from India, which developed in the 4th or 5th century.
So what's the meaning of this decoration?
The script is very worn out, but I can still see some of the words here. Marsi haji hulun haji, wana makmu urang nibunuh sumpah. Dari mamam kamu, kadaci kamu, tidak bakti di aku. Nibunuh kamu sumpah, tuwi, mulam kadaci kamu, drohaka wangun luwi yang marwudi. Whoever disobey, the king will be cursed and killed.
That's quite a powerful and strong deterrent, right? The stone is so old, more than 1,000 years, but I can still recognize some of the words like kamu, dipunu, sumpah. These are words that still function and are used in this very time.
Each area has their own ruler and their own law. It is reasonable for the king as the highest ruler to make sure that all the datu or the governors of each area to be loyal to him.
So Srivijaya was a federation, but who was its king? This is one of the oldest Malay inscriptions ever found.
This is the name of the king.
He was called Dapunta Hyang Srijayanasa. In the year 682, the first known king of Srivijaya, Dapunta Hyang Srijayanasa, undertakes a pilgrimage to obtain supernatural power. Later that same year, he embarks from a place called Minanga with an army of 20,000 troops. This is the legendary origin of what we have come to know as the vast and prosperous Srivijaya kingdom.
So from the inscription, Srivijaya is a great kingdom from South Sumatra. There's very little knowledge about Srivijaya kingdom.
There's a lot left to uncover.
Yes, yes.
I'm going to where it all began, what's believed to be the very heart of the Srivijaya kingdom. How did this mysterious empire rise from Sumatra's untamed jungle island?
I'm on the Musi River, one of the longest river systems in South Sumatra. Somewhere along here, on the banks of the Musi, King Jayanasa is said to have founded his capital in what is today the bustling city of Palembang.
The likely reason the capital arose from here would have been its geography. Palembang had a natural harbor, and the Musi River allowed merchants to travel with their cargo far upstream. Situated over 70 kilometers upriver, the city was shielded from external incursions, while channels above linked remote settlements to the capital. Do these networks still exist today?
Where are you heading to?
Warganya dari itu kecamatan, maka banyak warga-warga sana kan pergi deh. Karena nggak ada jalan, dia penumpang-penumpang ini lewat laut.
Today, the Ampera Bridge provides a vital transport link for the residents of Palembang. But the Musi River still functions as an alternative transport route.
Both large cargo ships and small passenger boats stacked with produce continue to travel along this majestic river.
A centuries-old riverine network gave Srivijaya a foothold in the region's trade economy. But to secure true dominance, the kingdom needed control of the nearby Strait of Malacca, or risk being drowned out by neighboring competitors. I'm in Sumatra, Indonesia, where the ancient Srivijaya Empire had once held its seat of power from the late 7th century, and from where its influence spread far across the region. I'm on the Musi River, the great waterway that once served as a lifeline for this mysterious empire.
Oh, dari sini kita mulai masuk ke laut.
Ya, ini udah agak laut.
This is Pak Cecep, an elder of the Orang Laut, which translates to people of the sea, a seafaring group found across the Malay archipelago. I'm going fishing with him to understand how his ancestors helped extend the empire's reach.
Kita pelan-pelan aja nih.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with this, but it's a really long and very fine net. It's moving faster than me.
Kalau sekarang enak, pakai kompas, pakai GPS. Kalau zaman dulu nggak pakai itu, pakainya lihat matahari kalau siang. Kalau malam lihat bintang. Kita posisi di mana?
So all this knowledge, you learnt it from your ancestors?
Nenek moyang ya. Memang ahli dia dulu. Kalau dari Nunsang ke Bangka masih bisa. Saya sampai sekarang pakai matahari, walaupun kabut aja.
That's a stingray.
Kalau saya pelaut ini memang senang menguasai laut. Udah jadi satu dengan laut itu, Pak.
Watching Pak Cecep navigate the seas with such intuition, I can imagine how his ancestors were an invaluable asset to the king's maritime ambitions.
Kalau dulu dari sekarang orang-orang laut itu untuk mengaman sampai sekarang lagi ngaman. Kalau cerita dulu sampai zaman Sriwijaya udah diamankan.
The Orang Laut were incorporated into Srivijaya's naval forces, playing a vital role in the empire's maritime power. They facilitated tax collection from passing ships and guided traders into port, ensuring commerce flowed smoothly into the capital. In return for their support and allegiance, the Orang Laut received a share of the taxes collected at Srivijaya's harbors.
Their presence ensured the safe passage of ships through the busy Strait of Malacca, thus allowing for commerce to flourish, with Srivijaya reaping the economic rewards.
By the late 7th century, Srivijaya had forged an empire stretching 1,000 kilometers from north to south, encompassing Kedah, Melayu, Bangka Island, and Lampung. For over 3 centuries, it stood at the heart of a vast maritime network, controlling the flow of prized commodities like ceramics and spices between Southeast Asia, China, and India. This great island of Sumatra, the 6th largest in the world, is cloaked in millions of hectares of rainforest, alive with rich flora and fauna. Here, local communities built settlements along rivers and the coast, thriving on trade. With wealth from the seas, the Srivijaya rulers turned their gaze inland, inviting passing merchants to seek out indigenous Sumatran products.
Nah itu Pak Peter, kayaknya ini ada lubang semut. Kemudian ada gaharunya.
I'm in the outskirts of Palembang, deep in the Sumatran jungle with a farmer named Ari Nugraha, to learn about one such commodity known as the wood of the gods.
Semut itu sangat mempengaruhi untuk terbentuknya gubal gaharu atau resin ya. Jadi dia membawa bakteri yang masuk ke dalam lubang ini sehingga pohon ini terinfeksi.
Wow, so this is all natural.
Iya, natural. Hasil dari infeksi itu menyebabkan munculnya resin atau orang-orang nyebutnya sebagai gubal gaharu. Pak Peter mau coba?
Yeah. Here goes. So we're trying to slice this down to see if there's any resin in this agarwood tree. And it looks like there is. Ada ya?
Iya.
Oh.
Warnanya coklat ke hitam-hitaman, ini kemungkinan ada isinya. Sumatera ini adalah pulau yang sangat kaya. Makanya mereka menjuluki orang-orang dari barat itu menyebutkan suwarna bumi. Apa namanya, pulau emas. Nah, mereka datang untuk mencari emas. Sambil mencari emas itu ya mereka ketemu dengan pohon-pohon aromatik. Salah satunya adalah gaharu.
So it's really incredible how famous this was in the ancient world.
Agar wood was even used as tribute to royalty, with buyers willing to pay a high price for it. Due to its scarcity in the forest, Ari cultivates around 1,000 agar wood trees. He injects a bacterial solution into the wood to stimulate resin production. But there's more to harvest. The bark hides a valuable commodity.
So this skin here has enough fragrance.
Ya, akan ketahuan dari hasilnya itu dengan ketika kita kupas sedikit, kita bakar ada aroma muncul dari ini minyaknya keluar.
Oh yeah, some oil here.
Ya, sambil ya wangi.
Oh wow,
wangi kan?
wow, wangi sekali.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is so fragrant. It's like a incense.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. A woody, rich scent. Very nice.
The bark is distilled to create agar wood oil, a raw material for perfume production.
Ini sekitar 200.000 per kilo. Untuk perbandingannya ya kalau untuk kita di lingkungan sini harga beras itu kan 1 kilonya 15 ribuan. Jadi ya sekitar bisa 10 kali lipat lah, apa 15 kali lipat harga ini per kilonya dibandingkan harga beras.
To think how something so valuable can be found in this jungle.
I love the smell so much, I'm going to get some to take home.
Hello.
Halo, ya Pak.
Do you have any perfume with agar wood oil?
Ini Pak, ada.
Oh,
Itu enak
Oh, ya.
wangi. Yang
wow. So this is a perfume with agar wood oil. It's just a little bit of it because it's really expensive, but it's the wood of the gods. And it smells divine. Is it very popular here in Palembang?
ini Pak bisa ditemukan parfum-parfum yang ada di Palembang Pak, karena dia bisa dipakai untuk semua orang nih.
No, that sounds wonderful.
An agar wood scent is definitely the perfect souvenir of my time in Palembang, a local resource that had garnered wide renown and is still loved today. I've seen how Srivijaya harnessed its natural resources. But to secure its place as Southeast Asia's leading trading power, the kingdom sought an alliance with the greatest empire of the East, China.
From the early 8th century, Srivijaya sent tribute to the Chinese emperor and received reciprocal gifts in return. One king, for example, known only in Chinese records as Liu Teng Wei Gong, sent a mission in 742 and was conferred an honorific title by the Chinese and presented with 80 bolts of silk. For almost 150 years, no other territory in the Strait of Malacca was granted the same privileges or received with the same mark of honor.
The kingdom's amazing wealth became known across the region. In the 10th century, Persian geographers wrote of their observations in Srivijaya. In one tale, every morning the king's steward brings him a gold ingot cast as a brick. Then in front of the king, the steward throws the gold ingot into the lake. During flood tide, the water covers the gold. But in low tide, they reappear and glimmer in the sun, for the king seated in his high hall to see. The ingots lay untouched until the death of the king, when his successor recovers them, recasts them, and redistributes them amongst his royal court, servants and subjects. I'm on my own search for gold with local historian Kamas Panji. He's seen evidence of Srivijaya's riches from deep below the Musi River.
Welcome, sir.
Oh my goodness, there's so many pots here. It's really amazing. It's a treasury.
Yeah,
How many pots have you got in here?
thousands.
1,000.
Yes, all.
Incredible.
This is dinasti Sung dan bisa dilihat ini ada gambar naga.
The symbol of China, sir.
Ini diperkirakan abad 10 ya, 10th century.
Faisal Sazili belongs to a local collective of treasure hunters called Kompak. Kamas has known these collectors for years and is often asked to help assess their latest finds.
Ini kedalaman 20 sampai 30 meter di dasar sungai.
Wow, 30 meters.
Mereka bobok lagi di bawah, napal. 2 meter sampai 3 meter di dalam di dasar sungai.
But I'm here to see if they have anything from the Srivijaya period. Fellow collector Ari Anggara shows us some finds.
Ini salah satu koleksi koin-koin saya selama saya koleksi.
Wow. Ini dari zaman apa?
Diperkirakan ini dari zaman Sriwijaya.
How can you tell their age and their authenticity?
Banyak referensi yang menjelaskan tentang mata uang Sriwijaya ini. Mulai dari motif, mulai dari berat, bentuknya besar dan kecil semuanya sama dan bahannya juga sama.
And at last, I hit gold.
Ini kalung sepaket sama leontinnya. Dari hasil temu-temuan sebelumnya, belum pernah dapat satu komplit seperti ini.
Wow, so this is the first intact gold necklace from the Sungai Musi. It is really heavy. Could have been worn by a king centuries ago in the Srivijayan period. And here I am holding it today. Incredible feeling.
The practices around treasure hunting in Indonesia are a grey area. Indonesians can seek compensation from authorities for potentially significant fines. But some treasure hunters would rather sell these items on the antiquities market.
The topic of treasure hunting is a complex one, with some archaeologists pointing out that this sort of undocumented retrieval adversely impacts the possibility for research. While we cannot be certain about the authenticity of every artifact, I'm glad to have gotten a peek at the impressive range of finds that might hint at Srivijaya's glory.
By the 9th century, wealth from thriving trade and close ties with China brought steady income to the people of Palembang. But to sustain a growing population, a kingdom requires a stable food supply. Palembang is prone to monsoon flooding, which made rice growing a risky endeavor. If not rice, what would the people of Srivijaya have turned to?
Peter, can you help me to break the egg?
Yes, of course.
I need the white.
Only the white.
Thank you.
Today, I'm in the kitchen with Palembang chef Nurul Anissa, exploring how the kings of Srivijaya may have ensured food security for its people. With sago, a starch extracted from local sago palms.
Today we are going to make pempek. It's a traditional Palembang food.
Pempek begins with fish and sago flour, mixed together.
So shall I do it slowly or everything in?
No, just everything in. Okay. Peter, do you want to try to mulen pempek?
Yes, I'd love to molen this pempek.
Okay, just try it.
Fold it round.
Sago palms are naturalized in Sumatra and were likely a vital source of carbohydrates, serving in place of rice. An ancient inscription which commemorates a public garden in King Jayanasa's honor even urged his people to eat from these palms, a testament to their importance.
Today we're going to do pempek lenjer. Pempek lenjer is just this pempek dough. You can just boil, you fry, and you eat it with a broth. So many form and it just had a different shape and sauce.
So it's a very versatile dish.
The pempek is ready. I'll show you how people here in Palembang eat pempek. So this is cuko. We make it with palm sugar, garlic, chili, and tamarind. Here, pempek, dip,
Okay.
and then we do this. And then you should ngirup like this.
Oh, I see. So sip the sauce as well after.
And then you do the ngirup. That's right. You're doing good.
Oh, it's a wonderful texture. So it's sticky.
Yeah.
It's just lightly taste of fish. It's very delicate.
Yeah.
Oh, it's delicious.
People in Palembang really love pempek. We can eat it on morning, in the afternoon, dinner, and then on Hari Raya. We also have it on weddings. So every part of our life we eat pempek.
So this is the center of Palembang's social life.
Yes.
I'm going to get another bite.
Go.
Piece by piece, I'm uncovering the story of Srivijaya. Now, I've been invited to an excavation site said to be revealing new secrets of this mysterious empire. By the 8th century, the king of Srivijaya, ruling from Palembang, commanded influence over a vast region of Southeast Asia, which some scholars suggest included parts of Java, the Malay Peninsula, and southern Thailand.
We're traveling 20 kilometers outside of Sibolga, a small town on the western coast of North Sumatra. We're deep in the wilderness, heading to a remote location accessible only by boat. It was so bright out at the river, but here in the creek, it's really dense, and the light is just filtering through these nipa palm leaves. What an experience.
Here, within more than 200 hectares of forest, archaeologists have uncovered a site of great historical interest, guided by reports of ancient artifacts found in the area. Among the team is a familiar face, Sinatria Adityatama, whom I first met during my journey into another Indonesian empire, Majapahit.
My old friend.
Yes, how are you?
I always find you in the most remote place in Indonesia.
Since 2021, Sinatria and fellow archaeologist Eri Sudewo have been excavating the Bongal site, an area they believe was once connected to Srivijaya's vast trading network.
Jadi kita mulai dari yang sudah mulai kelihatan ini, silakan.
Di sini?
Ya, di sini. Pelan-pelan, betul. Ya. Slowly and carefully.
I think I found something here.
A ceramic fragment.
This fragment hasn't seen the light of day for centuries, maybe even a millennium.
We need to clean it to see more. Wow, look at that.
Oh, wow.
It's probably part of the jar with the rim.
Yeah, I can see it.
What do you think, Pak Eri?
Dilihat dari morfologinya, kemudian jenis bahannya, ini sepertinya bukan keramik dari Cina, soalnya ini lebih lunak materialnya, dan glasirnya juga nampak lebih rapuh. So I think this is a Middle Eastern ceramics, and probably it's come from Fustat or the Persian glove, and it came from about 7 to 8 centuries, I think.
To think this would have been used right here so long ago. Incredible.
Artifacts found suggest a thriving port existed here,
The most exciting discovery.
including this tin fragment.
When we look closely, we can see the inscription inside it. The inscription is derivative from the Palawa letters, but the language is Melayu Kuno or Old Malay.
Wow.
It could be the strongest link to the Srivijaya kingdom.
So we're in North Sumatra, which is more than 1,000 kilometers from what is believed to be the center of Srivijaya. What do you think is the connection with this place?
There must be interaction between these two important sites, and they become prosper because the effect of the Indian Ocean trading route that happened in that period as well.
With Bongal in such a strategic location, would Srivijaya have tried to control it?
So far there is no evidence of the Srivijaya try to conquer or control Bongal at this moment, but we think and we interpret that it's better that Srivijaya being partnered up with the Bongal because it's more profitable for them.
I came here looking for answers about how this empire dominated trade in the region, and I understand now. By relying on a more nuanced, mutually beneficial way of diplomacy, Srivijaya might have sought partnerships over conflicts. Something we can learn amid the disputes and trade tensions in today's world. I'm back in Palembang and I couldn't be happier. This city is a textile lover's paradise, where every fabric tells a story. The spirit of Srivijaya still lingers in the legacy of culture and craftsmanship.
I feel like a kid in a candy store.
These are songket cloths, an intricately hand-woven textile which uses gold or silver threads to create patterns.
To think that everything is just handmade. It's unbelievable, and it's still being done today.
Basen Fikri is a fifth-generation songket weaver. While there are no official records of when songket Palembang was created, locals believe that the textile originated during the Srivijaya era.
Palembang songket 360 motif, tetapi ada kita motif yang itu dari kerajaan Sriwijaya. Itu salah satunya motifnya namanya naga bertarung. Coba lihat di mana naga bertarungnya.
Naga. Ini? Sepasang naga?
Sepasang. Ini naga ini memperebutkan bunga mawar ini.
Oke.
Setelah kerajaan Sriwijaya tidak lagi, maka jadilah Kesultanan Palembang. Maka kain songket tidak tergantung dari naga bertarung lagi. Dia tergantung dari bunga dan rantai berkandang. Dan warnanya juga bervariasi. Seperti warna ini.
Well, so that's amazing. In the Sultanate period, you have a whole different type of pattern. They're more geometric, they're drawn from flora, and they're much more complex. They're really, really beautiful.
Songket weaving traditions can be found across the Malay world, including parts of Indonesia, Malaysia, and Brunei. Songket Palembang is a point of local pride, and Fikri is going to show me the intricate technique to make it.
I feel I'm working on this very ancient computer.
Ini pegang.
Di sini pegang.
Tarik.
So I've got to pull this thread. So this stick has to be carefully threaded through this fine, crazy network of threads. And they know what's happening. I have no clue what's happening. Okay.
Ini satu helai benang, satu helai untuk membentuk suatu bunga. Tapi kalau benangnya nggak masuk semua, maka bunganya nggak berbentuk, gitu aja. Makanya perlu kesabaran, ketelitian, dan kejelian. Kalau kita nggak sabar, asal masuk aja benangnya putus.
So you must be very focused.
Fokus, ya fokus.
How long does it take to make a songket?
Itu mulai dari pewarnaan, muat disambung, dan muat desain itu 3 bulan. Sedangkan tahap penenunan ini itu membutuhkan waktu 20 hari. Karena dia benang satu persatu tuh disusun. Yang ini atau benang ini putus, atau ininya tercabut, hilang, maka ini nggak berbentuk bunganya.
I can't believe how intricate it is. It's a potential disaster at every moment, so you need to be so skilled.
These artisans of Palembang are considered masters.
Songket ini merupakan warisan kebanggaan orang Palembang. Generasi kita harus menggalakkan generasi muda supaya kain songket ini jangan sampai punah di masa yang akan datang. Karena ini adalah warisan yang sangat berharga bagi kota Palembang.
The textile is still commonly bought and worn for traditional ceremonies and cultural events.
So what about today? What do people like to wear?
Sekarang warna-warna anak muda sekarang sudah mengikuti tren zaman sekarang, sepertinya warna-warna seperti ini.
So this is Gen Z taste, pastel colors, really elegant and very, very different expression of the new generation. The true provenance of songket is hard to determine, given that there are no surviving examples from earlier than the 19th century. Regardless of its actual roots, its makers today proudly speak of its Srivijaya ancestry. Very different.
Textiles are my passion, and I'm just so happy artisans like Fikri are still honoring this tradition. Around the 10th century, almost 300 years since its founding, the Srivijaya Empire's reign was about to face an upheaval from the changing winds of trade. In 960, China is reunified under the Song dynasty and begins expanding its maritime commercial activity, building its first overseas merchant navy. The Chinese begin challenging Srivijaya's monopoly, carving out a greater share of the trade. Sensing opportunity, East Java seizes the moment, rising as a rival power in the region. Srivijaya goes on the attack, and a series of raids and counter-raids takes place between 990 and 1006. The conflict culminates in a devastating incursion on East Java in 1016, after which the Srivijaya ruler proclaims himself the king of the ocean lands.
While Srivijaya emerged victorious from this series of conflicts with Java, its position as a dominant entrepot in the Strait of Malacca and the region would continue to be under threat. until another superpower arrived to deal a decisive blow.
Less than a decade after Srivijaya's triumph over Java in 1016, new troubles emerged, this time from the northwest. Tempted by Srivijaya's wealth and treasures, Rajendra I of the Chola kingdom in southern India sets his sights on the empire. He assembles a huge fleet of ships and launches a surprise attack in 1025. His forces destroy the king's ports and defenses along the Strait of Malacca, including its capital, Palembang. Trading resumed, but the economic and political clout of the kingdom had weakened. And this destabilization likely induced a shift in power from Palembang to further north in Jambi.
I'm on the Batanghari River, some 25 kilometers downstream from the city of Jambi on the east coast of Sumatra. It passes through Muara Jambi, one of the largest Buddhist sites in all of Asia.
And I haven't arrived on any ordinary day. Today is Waisak, or Vesak, one of the most important dates in the Buddhist calendar.
I'm joining a devotional procession called Pradakshina, and we're heading to the main shrine, and we will circle it in a clockwise direction. This is really amazing. The place has come alive.
Pilgrims from all over the world have made the journey here to commemorate the birth, enlightenment, and death of Gautama Buddha.
Duhai Bante junjungan mulia, sudahlah kiranya menerima persembahan air ini.
I really loved being part of this event and joining this community here in this really ancient temple. And to think that this kind of chanting reverberated right here so very long ago is so overwhelming.
In the Srivijaya era, these temples were not only places of worship. Archaeologists like Agus Widyatmoko are uncovering clues that Muara Jambi may have served multiple roles.
Now we're standing in the entrance gate, the main gate to inside the temple. Muara Jambi temple compound is a long time, from 6th until 13th century, and the era of Srivijaya.
How would this temple have functioned?
Many monks from China went journey to the west, to India. Monks stay here for many months for learning Sanskrit before to India. After that, he go to India and then back to China.
I see.
Centuries later, the base of the hall where monks once gathered to learn still stands firm. The roof is long gone, but nearby remains offer a glimpse of how this temple might have once appeared.
In the past is the roof of the temple like this.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and it's like this, yeah.
Amazing, still with the glaze.
I think the tile is from China, from this style, I think from the Sung dynasty.
These tiles, likely brought by monks, offer a window into Muara Jambi's rich network of regional commercial and cultural exchanges.
I mean, this is amazing, the color. It's so beautifully done, and it's all the way from China. I can't believe I'm holding this. It's so good to be here on such a special day. Imagining centuries ago, the many monks who have traveled from other parts of Asia to study here, and then seeing how the temple has renewed life, drawing worshippers from all over, is extraordinary.
Even into the 13th century, Jambi sent embassies to China. But what remained of Srivijaya was losing influence.
The rulers in Sumatra were never fully able to match the hegemony that Srivijaya had enjoyed before the 11th century. Traders from India, China, and the Middle East now favored trade routes that took them directly to the emerging ports of East and North Java, hence bypassing those of Southeast Sumatra. The exact period in which Srivijaya fell is difficult to pinpoint, because it slowly but progressively lost its wealth and prestige.
By the 14th century, Jambi and Palembang were claimed by the Majapahit, the powerful kingdom that rose in Java, thus bringing the Srivijayan chapter of Indonesian history to a close. This journey has fascinated me. It's like piecing together a long-lost puzzle of an empire once nearly forgotten. I've come to a dance rehearsal where members of this local dance troupe are preparing for a performance about the tale of the great Srivijaya. And it's based on the very same inscription that I learned about at the start of my journey.
Hello!
Hello!
Sutya Ningsi is the founder and choreographer of the troupe.
Why Srivijaya?
Sriwijaya menurut saya adalah sebuah peradaban besar yang itu harus digenerasikan, dan saya ingin mengabarkan bahwasannya kita sebagai sebuah bangsa itu punya spirit yang tinggi, spirit perjuangan yang tinggi seperti itu, dan generasi muda harus tahu punya leluhur yang sedemikian hebat seperti itu.
I love your passion.
Yes, thank you.
Sutya takes influence from age-old traditional Sumatran dances and combines them with contemporary movements, reimagining a style that heralds back to the Srivijaya age.
Saya riset tentang tari-tari persembahan yang sifatnya itu sebagai sebuah doa, dan saya mengembangkan lagi dalam bentuk kontemporer.
So you're drawing from all these old traditional dances from South Sumatra and creating this new inspiring dance.
Ya, betul. Dan saya kolaborasikan dengan teknik-teknik yang sekarang seperti teknik kontemporer, tari Melayu yang masih ada di Sumatera Selatan.
I join in to bring to life the inscribed story of King Jayanasa traveling by sea to found his kingdom in Palembang.
Jadi ini menggambarkan sebuah perjalanan di atas laut, terombang-ambing di atas kapal. Ini adalah beberapa prajurit yang akan membuat wanua, gitu. Right and left, right and left. 4, 5, 6.
I think I've mastered at least a few of these moves, and now it's time to put them to the test in a dress rehearsal to a small audience of supportive parents.
Oh, this is a very grand outfit. I've never worn a songket, sarong and baju. So how do I look?
Like Sultan. Wow.
Really? I hope I can dance like one.
Yeah, maybe.
What an epic dance drama. I think it reveals the tenacity and ingenuity of the local people here to bridge the deep roots of their heritage while creating something innovative, inspiring, and relevant to the younger generation. Located at a maritime crossroads in Southeast Asia, the kingdom of Srivijaya rose in Sumatra to become renowned far and wide as a dominant trading entrepot, as well as a shining beacon of learning. By astutely leveraging its own natural resources and securing control over strategic ports and sea lanes. The kings of Srivijaya pursued the core principle of trade above all, earning Sumatra its reputation as the Isle of Gold.
Look at this.
Though many mysteries still surround this ancient kingdom, the legacy of Srivijaya endures as a lasting symbol of Indonesian pride. Its very name, a reminder of the prosperity that once grew out of the Sumatran jungle.
And the glowing reputation that extended across the seas.